So, you want to go on a pig hunt, do ya? You want to hunt a big old boar? Well, how hard could it be? Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Pig Hunt from 2008. This movie focuses on a guy who travels back to his childhood home with a group of his city slicker friends and is immediately threatened by a group of murderous hippies, dangerous hillbillies, and a giant mutant pig. This movie was directed by James Isaac. That's the same guy that directed Jason X and Existenz. Those two movies are crazy. Is Pig Hunt crazy too? Yes. Yes, it is.
Duh.
James Isaac passed away in 2012, unfortunately. Rest in peace, James. Pig Hunt is not currently streaming here in Canada, so you'll have to find yourself a copy. A guy named John gets word that his uncle has passed away, and he, along with a handful of his buddies and his girlfriend, decide to go visit his land. John grew up in that region, and he's an expert hunter, so he knows that you can hunt wild boar out there. His friends are kind of a mixed bag. 2 are wannabe soldiers trained on Call of Duty, 1 is a chef who isn't really down with any kind of killing, and his girlfriend is not only very capable, but she's also an expert marksman. The crew stops at a gas station to get supplies in some directions, and they encounter a van full of weird, strangely violent hippies. Have you ever heard of Hogzilla? Hogzilla was a massive specimen of a wild boar that was killed by a hunter named Chris Griffin. No, not that Chris Griffin. In, forgive my pronunciation, Alapaha, Georgia in June of 2004. It was initially reported that Hogzilla was over 12 feet long and weighed over 1,000 pounds. That is ridiculously large.
Damn, son.
In 2005, though, some scientists dug up Hogzilla's remains, and they discovered that he wasn't necessarily as big as initially reported. It was only between 7 and 8 feet long, and weighed a mere 800 pounds. That is still a ridiculously large pig. And here's a picture. After getting back on the road, the group passes by a group of antisocial hillbillies who seem to know John by name. They're the neighbors, and their leader is named Preacher, and he's played by Les Claypool from Primus. Anyways, the hillbillies throw a dead raccoon at the car for no reason, and the group heads on to the uncle's land. His cabin is trashed, and someone has painted Death Walks on 4 legs or something like that. Since we're watching a movie named Pig Hunt, and they're hunting pigs, you can probably guess that the monster in this movie is a giant pig. Well, you're right. It is. 2 of the cleaner dirty hillbillies arrive at the friend's camp, and they know John from when he was little. They decide to join the group for a hunt, and everyone is pretty wary of them. Les Claypool, lead singer and bass prodigy of the band Primus, plays the character named Preacher in this movie, as we previously established. There are few people on this earth that can make a bass guitar sound the way that he does. Les Claypool is fantastically talented, and he often lends his voice or music to different film projects, but does not appear in the flesh as a character. He does in this movie, and it's always great to see him. He also served as this movie's music director, and we get to hear some of his music as well.
Yes.
The group manages to kill a boar eventually, but only after it tears up the knee of one of the wannabe soldier friends. They note something interesting about the boar. It's an adult size, but it's like a baby physiologically. Interesting. But what's more interesting is that the cook guy found about 1,000 weed plants a little ways off, and everyone wants to take some home to sell. They leave the injured leg guy behind because he can't move, and yeah, something gets him like right away. There's an altercation and one of the hillbillies is killed, and now Les Claypool and his bunch of hooligans are out for blood. So are the hippies because some of their space weed was stolen by the group, and so is the giant pig that the hippies feed their weed to and that they use to kill their enemies for sport. Fun! It's weird to have to say, but this was not nearly as stupid as it sounds.
Are you sure?
Yes, the dialogue was corny and downright bad, but the action was intense, and the effects were pretty good. Apart from the CGI blood splatter, that always looks bad. The acting was serviceable, and Les Claypool was quite funny. This wasn't a bad movie overall. After the first 20 minutes, I was expecting much worse. Go ahead and hunt that pig. I rate Pig Hunt a 7 out of 10. As always, a link to my letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
I was raised to be a saucy A.